It is Ask Jason. Welcome to the Ask Jason question series. So you can see you can actually send a question to, how do I point to it? info@thriveal.com. But what we're doing is we're taking a break for the next few weeks, and we're just talking about very specific things that we're all going through. So maybe the Ask Jason can be some form of encouragement as we share some things with you that we're learning online. And I'm going to share an article and a quote with you today. So, first thing I want to do is I want to thank Bill.com. They're just a great sponsor of the Ask Jason question series, and they have been for a long time because we've been using Bill.com for a long time. Here we are in the middle of being forced into a virtual mindset. And Bill.com, this product allows us to run virtually, digitally, and still care for clients in a very deep way. This is how we do controllership type work for the biggest agencies that we serve all across the U.S. So thank you, Bill.com. These guys are great. They've redesigned their whole product. They have international payments, an AI-enabled inbox. So you kind of dump your digital files in these financial digital files into this Bill.com inbox, and it starts to learn who you are and what your company's like. So thank you, Bill.com. We've been using you for a long time, and we'll keep using you guys. So what I want to do today is just remind you of a simple thing, is that you are not alone as we go through this pandemic and this downturn. You are not alone. So I'm in the process of preparing webinars as we teach and lead people through this process. Of course, we need teaching and leading too. I'm preparing webinars for the UK, the US, South Africa, Singapore, and Estonia. So these are all the countries right now that I'm preparing webinars for. Now, of course, they're digital, they're online, so they're not just for those countries, but they are targeted and being prepared with them in mind, because those parts of the world are needing help through this pandemic. But you know what every one of them talks about? COVID-19, the downturn, being locked up in your home. They're all talking about the same thing. So here we are, global. We're all global, and we're talking about the exact same thing. You're not alone. You're going through the same thing people in Sweden are going through, Estonia, Hong Kong to Singapore. They're all dealing with that same fear and those same struggles. So just wanted to remind you of that, and I've been reminded of that as we're preparing these webinars. We're hearing the same thing, of course, that we're reading about in the U.S. It's applying to everybody in the world. And I think that's why we're seeing people help so much, on Twitter. And, and all these webinars I'm doing are free, right? We want people to come to these. We want to help them. We feel, as leaders in our profession, we feel like we should help. So all of these, we're helping people with all these things. And I think that's why we're seeing people help each other, because we do feel like a global community right now. We're all going through the same thing. Nobody's alone, and just wanted to remind you that. And also, if you've not ever read Ed Batista, EDBATISTA.com, Ed put some great articles on there, very thought-provoking, and he has one recently I just want to read a quick quote from. It's called The Fruit of Suffering, and he just has to go through all the struggles he's facing as a reflection of all the things his clients are facing too. He has to go through what are the benefits of things we've learned through this, and of course there are many, but we don't see them all. He has a great Viktor Frankl quote in there, who survived Auschwitz. But what I want to read from his article is a reminder to you. It is from the Stoics. It's a quote from Seneca, and it's a really, really amazing quote, and it's about the value of life, and one that I hope we're all learning to live right now. Of course, I'm trying to learn those things too. So this quote's a little bit long, but this is what it says. And again, this is Ed Batista's article. We're putting in the comments there, and he's quoting Seneca. And here's what he says: "It is not that we have a short space of time, but that we waste much of it. Life is long enough, and it has been given in sufficiently generous measure to allow the accomplishment of the very greatest things in the whole of it, if well invested. But when it is squandered in luxury and carelessness, when it is devoted to no good end, forced at last by the ultimate necessity we perceive that has passed away before we are aware that it was passing, so he's describing life. So it is, the life we receive is not short, but we make it so. Nor do we have any lack of it, but we are wasteful of it. So that's a huge quote, and I think it reminds all of us right now, it's time to make the most of what we're doing. He comments that a lot of people aren't putting things on their bucket list right now. They're taking things out of their bucket list. That's kind of the result of what's happening. And we're refocusing, and maybe we needed a global reshifting and refocus to what is important. And maybe he's saying we're wasting our life, some of us. And we don't want to do that. So you're not alone if you're struggling with those things. Don't beat yourself up either, because we're all in this together. So thanks for joining the Ask Jason Question series. You can send a question to info@thriveal.com, because we will talk about this more. But right now we're just taking a break to talk through some things we're all dealing with and facing. So join us again Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. We'll see you. Bye-bye.